What up, Dwayne?
What
We're
up,
back.
Jade? How are you, brother?
Ready. I got a question for you. This
Hit
is
me.
really interesting. What if addiction is just a spiritual disconnect? That's pretty wild, huh?
Well, yeah, it's kind of a devastating question, but also a very freeing question at the same time. Let's say I'm disconnected to my spirit and I'm running my life into the ground. I'm obsessed with using a substance in order to feel okay. My skin is constantly crawling. I never feel comfortable. I'm irritable and discontent, and the people in my life want to stay the hell away from me. That's a spiritual disconnect. So it's kind of like, it sucks to say yes to that question, but at the same time, that might be me opening the door to freedom or starting to observe a solution, a possible solution in my life. I have to connect to spirituality in order to solve my problem.
That's so good. Yes.
That might be the most freeing question we can ask.
Yes. And this is the reason I asked that question is because what we've got going on, and I want people to know this, is the course, Reclaim Your Life. It's a spiritual journey out of addiction. Totally 180 degrees, maybe, with what most people view addiction as. Where do you see in your own life, especially you 13 years of being free of addiction, where do you see in your own life where you were not understanding the spiritual aspect? You were trying to stay with the more matter, firmness, I can do this, that type of recovery that wasn't working for you.
You know what? I'm super blessed, Jade, to have been able to achieve long-term sobriety as a result of practicing spiritual principles. But before any implementation of spiritual principles, it was always self-will run riot. It was always Dwayne and his ego and my self-will. I'm just going to will it into existence. I can try hard enough. I can be disciplined enough. This time, this won't happen. This time, I won't end up losing the relationship. This time, I won't end up losing the job. This time, I won't end up getting arrested. This time, I won't end up with blood on me. And those things just kept continuing to happen because my addiction is progressive and I didn't have a real solution. I just had Dwayne and his ego trying to force things into existence. I can tell you right now, bro, the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life were me trying to force something into existence. Another way to say that is I was playing God. I was trying to be King Dwayne, ruler of the universe. And I had zero humility. I wasn't dependent upon anything other than myself and my self-will. And I got a lot of ass beatings as a result.
This is really interesting. Module 8 in our course is Kick Your Heart.
Yes,
addiction, and you've talked about this, addiction is hard, but so is the journey to recovery. It's tough too, but which one do you want to be, the bloody or the recovered?
Yes, do you want to die partying and participating in an unconscious practice, or do you want to evolve and expand and start gaining your freedom and your power back? Both are hard journeys. It's just up to the individual. It's up to you guys right now. If you're listening to this, it's time for you to pick your home. And Jason and I are here to tell you, both him and I have long-term recovery as a result of spiritual practices. And we're here to wish you the very best and tell you, do not deprive yourself of the miracle of healing that is available for you on a recovery.
What we want to do, and I think this is so important, and you could talk about this, is we want you to help you find the connection that heals. Connection, if we can get that connection right, the connection that heals is tapping into your higher self, into that higher power.
Yes, so powerful, bro. There's just a continuous evolution when it gets into spiritual development and touching home base, tapping into God consciousness, our shoes of inner being. We say this all the time. We use many terms because any one term limits it. Here at Recovered Addict, we're not biased. We're just all encompassing. It's whatever spiritual, whatever religious practice works for you, go for it. It's time to turn the volume up and lean into the solution. A very powerful message that we share is when I'm standing in the shoes of inner being, when I'm connected to the God consciousness inside of me, inner being doesn't feel bad. Inner being can't feel bad. That part of me that is God consciousness is in love with life. That part of me is lit up, connected to the quantum, and ready to expand. So it's a nice barometer. The worse and worse I'm feeling, that means the further and further away I am from being in the shoes of inner being. I'm
Mm-hmm.
off-centered. I'm not in alignment with the
Yes.
power that can solve my problem. So if you're feeling shitty, if you're feeling like your life is a mess, if you're feeling irritable and discontent and everybody's in your way and they're always stepping on your shoes, this might be the solution for you. It's time to get back in line with the shoes of inner being, back in line with the power that can solve my problem. What problem? Any problem.
I love that. That's so awesome. And I encourage everybody, we're going to have the link down below. They can go and get this course. It's a 9-module course. There's 9 videos. It's super extensive. There's guides to help you along through each of those. Right now, we have it at a really low price. We're going to be upping the price. So if you guys want to, we're just starting out and seeing how this is going to go. So right now, we've got a really low price for what's addiction, 10 grand. This thing is less than $100. Come on.
Oh, bro, you dropped $300 at the bar in one night. Easy. This is less than $100 to save your life.
Exactly. Like I said, we're just playing around with the pricing right now. We are going to be upping this. So I encourage you guys to hop on this right now. The link's down below. Thank you, Dwayne.
Thank you, brother.